Hello YouTube friends, welcome to the Red Parrot channel. I am your host, Mary Ellen. This is an episode of Slow Stitching Sew Saturday on a Saturday. Look at us go. A lot of stuff to cover off today. A lot of stuff on the needles, a lot of progress. Let's start with the most shocking part, and that is I have made the teeny tiniest bit of progress on the Boro coat. I have had this collar pinned for, I'm gonna say 2-3 months. I finally got it sewn. Look at us go. Practically finished. So the next piece of this is, you see lining. Lining must be affixed somehow. I've got it pinned here to make the sides work. And then what will eventually happen is I will do that and then fold that over like that. And this lining, with any luck, will be tucked in like that, secured somehow, and then sewn and folded. We have made progress. It might be another 3 months before I get another seam done. I am very proud to report that I did something. Baseball season is just around the corner. And it's a 3/4 sleeve, so it only comes down to about there, and that's fine with me, because it can be a working jacket. So we've got that. And if I plunk it on the floor, you know who is going to sit on it, so I'm not going to do that. There. Okay. That's out of the way. Next piece of progress, or on the needles, Melt the Ice Hat, available on Ravelry as a download. Proceeds go to people trying to save the universe. And I've got this much done. So just kind of started. Beautiful yarn. Here's my cake of yarn. Yummo! That's so pretty. And this is Fancy. Hang on, I gotta put this in the right way, or otherwise I'm gonna have a meltdown when I get back to it. Okay, there. This is Handmaiden Fine Yarn Casbah, 80% merino, 10% nylon, 10% cashmere. It is hand dyed in Canada on the East Coast. I do believe. So there is, I think I mentioned, there is a Knit City exhibition that's going to happen in March. One goal is to get this done by then. I might get it done sooner. If so, that's great. I don't want to hurt myself, because a lot of projects. It is very, so it's going to turn out fine. It is fingering weight yarn, so that means it's quite thin, so there's a lot of stitches, and it is 1x1 ribbing for 6 inches. If you are a knitter, and you don't enjoy ribbing, 1x1 ribbing with a fine yarn for 6 inches is penance. Next up, I have, it's kind of hard to tell, a lot of marking. So there is, anybody who is a Doctor Who fan, Fifth Doctor Tom Baker had a very long scarf, and that colorway is available in Lion brand yarn in the same roughly matching colors. I made a scarf once that I can't currently find. In any event, I am making a wool vest, and we've got this back done. So back is done, and somewhere in here. Yep, here. And here is front number 1. So I am deliberately not making the front the same as the back. I am just doing the scarf colorway. So it would go, if this was actually the scarf, it would be like that. Little blobs here because of the way that I join yarn. And one of the nice things about some kinds of yarn joining is I don't have any ends. I have lumps, but I don't have ends, and I will take a lump any day over an end. So that's that. So I think we've got all the needles. The borrow, it's 3. Okay, when we last left off, oh, I know, K3N. So K3N, the public vote for B, or the chosen B based on the public vote, is bubbles. And bubbles, which is a shape, which is a circle, using a bunch of different B stitches, like backstitch. That's the only one I can think off the top of my head. In any event, I knew going in that we were going to be doing baseball, because I have always wanted to undo a professional baseball. And you saw me start, and I finished. So here are the 2 little other bits. So it goes like this. Essentially, it is a square with some curves. It's like that. So that's this. When I got this apart, let's show all of the bits. So we've got that. I was able to have, this is one side, double-stranded waxed. This is the second side, double-stranded wax. So I was able to start at the beginning, go to the end, and these are the single strands that would go with it. And then the inside of the ball looks like this. This is sticky. Can you hear that? It's sticky. There's cork in here at some point, and I suspect, I wonder if I can find it. Oh, not hard at all. So this is the string. It does like itself secured, I tell you that. Yeah, so that's the string. Very thin. Wrapped around, and I'm sure if I went in, I'd find probably a layer of rubber and a layer of cork. But essentially, what they do, and so it is sewn by, I think, largely women, for no particular reason except that I'm sure that they are the cheaper labor. And I get one of these, and then that sort of slops on, like, so you can see there's a 7. I don't know what the 7 means. That I don't think is accidental. I think that might be a, like something like that, to be able to match things up to make it work. And then it would probably be like that. Like that. And I've been trying to press it flat, so it's lost some of its bump. And then what the sewers do is that they have a, in saddle making and leather working, because there is a lot of this kind of sewing that happens, two needles happening in opposition with each other for being able to do seams of whatever kind, they have leather holders, and this ball would be put into one of those, and then they stitch, 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 and they move it and stitch, 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 da 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 da, and they're done, and then they toss it off. So one of my baseball buddies, super interested in me doing this. This is, what is this? This is not shelf paper. What's the kind of paper? Like cookie sheet paper? Somebody's yelling. In any event, I've been keeping these like this so that I can weigh them down and the glue doesn't stick. And then this I just put with my other baseballs. So, having satisfied curiosity, we then had to move to the idea of how am I going to do this as a like 4x6 size sampler. You gotta find it in here. Here we are. Nope. Yep. So this is the result. And we can work backwards from here. Let's pull this up so you can see. That's the back, because there are no secrets. So back stitched, at least attach the white, and you can see here I wanted to make sure I have two pieces, and I just wanted to make sure that the bottom piece was, the inside piece was attached, and then this is all of the stitching. So I wanted green because green represents the grass on a baseball diamond. I had this a little bit wider and you sort of lose the green, and I didn't like that. Might still put some corners on that, I'm not sure. So the way I did this was, this is a piece of basic, it's not even felt, it's polyester disguised as felt. You know what I mean? Craft something. They can't call it felt. It's craft something. So what I did was placed that down like that, traced it, cut, 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 and you will notice how lush these holes are. They're very pronounced, they're deep, they're clear, and so with this down like this, I took a pen and I went boop, 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 all the way around. So the inside of this is, I just used this as a template, which was a good idea. I kind of regret using the green ink. Again, I'm going to pull it up so you can see. I use green ink, but the green ink actually works because it just looks like it's a shadow of the background. Had this been purple or salamander, I don't know why that is a color just popped in my head, the green would have not visually worked as well. So, and then I threaded, oh no, I had to pick the color. That's another challenge. So in my head, this is red. The famous red, I guess the established red, I don't know, in DMC is 666. That's, and I say that because if you go and you're looking to buy DMC thread, you know the most popular colors are the ones where they have not just, here is a shelf, or at least a little thing of one color, but you have like half a row with that color, and this red is that color in DMC. So I figured, oh, I got plenty of this. See Borrow Coat earlier. I'll use this. And because I am who I am, it's like, oh, you know, just for grinsies, let's have a look at the color. The color is, I don't know if you can see that. I'm going to stand up again. It so doesn't match. This has so much more blue in it, and this is practically orange. It's cardinal red. So I wanted to get this color as close as possible. And thanks to the wonders of modern craftology, I have this is Clark's Fast Color S5e37. Completely different color and outstanding match. So this is the color that I used for that, and we don't need that one. So picking colors was a challenge. No, not a challenge. It was a thing. Then I started at this end, and I realized how tricky it is to do this kind of stitching when I don't have an appliance to hold it. So what I ended up doing was 2 bump, bump, and then bump, bump, and then bump, 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 bump. So I would do 2 pulls and then switch a needle, 2 pulls, and then switch a needle. I tried getting a little bit too far ahead of myself, and these cross points started to get all gollywampus. And here I didn't have the right number of dots. I wasn't doing that correctly. I think that one doesn't need to be there or something. I am fine. I am fine with the visual story of, yeah, you went off pieced here and here. I should have waxed this thread. I mean, I was so enthralled that this thread was waxed. I should have waxed this as well, because I think that would have made the threads, like here, you can see there's separating, and I'm not really a fan of that, but oh well. So there's a couple of patches. That patch there, yum, yum, and there's one that's sort of like here, yum. So there's places where I got the groove. Oh, another, I don't know why I'm pointing out all my mistakes. These dots should have been a little bit higher out. Having said all that, what I have now is a sample of baseball stitching. And again, one of my baseball crew, who I shared all of this with, said, well, what are you going to make out of it? And I said, I don't know. I don't know. And I now have a bunch of things. I have the pattern pieces, which is this cut 2. I have an understanding of how to do this sewing and a little bit of experience. What I need now is something to sew that would be fun and interesting. And I have not arrived on that yet, which is fine. I am okay with that. I'm gonna put that in there. We might use this thread at some point, I'm not sure. I didn't want to just use it on here because it's somehow air quote special. Oh, the other thing I thought of, the grins. This would make an amazing cuff, or 2 amazing cuffs. We found a way to be able to just button those. I mean, I say a way, it's like, come on, we can do this. Buttonholes can be super easy. Putting a button on also super easy. And then having 2 baseball cuffs, that would be so fun. In any event, that's baseball fashion 101. Anything else I need to, so I also wrote it down on my little sheet here, baseball stitching. So next is going to be the letter C. And I'm going to do these in the corners. I was going to say, I am already thinking about what my suggestions might be. One, two, three, four. Yeah, that just the tiniest little bit, and doesn't that look smoother? I like that a lot. So I just want to, because we are who we are, without apology. So we've got 1, A, B, B. Yeah. Pink, only 1. And since they're absolute riot of color, which I am totally okay with. I'm not sure what we're going to do with these yet. That's okay. I might just keep them all as this really nice box of stuff. So that's that done. I think we are all cut up to the point where we can return to our scroll. Oh, that was pleasant. So we are ready to do the border, the fancy border. 2 things. I wrote it down. Sue, the crafty bibliophile, made a suggestion about colorways for the 3 different colors, which I think are perfect. And that suggestion is brown, gold, I have 2 colors, and green. I think those are absolute perfection because there's browns, there is for sure greens, and there is golds. So that might be the gold that I use for that. I don't think I have enough of that, so it's probably these 3. In any event, these are the colors that I'm going to use. So we've got the color sorted. Now for the uninitiated, the people confused about what I'm about to do, I need a sheet of paper to show you what's going to happen. Need a blank sheet. It doesn't have a lot of writing on it. Oh, here's one. All right, it's actually a page. Okay, so we have, this is a good spot. This is the blanket stitch. And the blanket stitch essentially is going down into the back, up, catching it around. And if you can imagine that there is a plane that is these pieces here, all in the front, the other side, all in the back. So there is a plane of fabric that is separating this, but you're just seeing the stitches without that plane. what I want to do now, color you black. I'll do use first. I need one that you can see. Black, fine. So I have 3 colors and I want to braid this. So my first color is gonna come through here. So it's gonna come through here. And then I'm gonna skip 2. And I'm gonna tuck that in and out. I'm gonna sneeze. Pardon me. Wow, that was a lot. And I need a couple more. And then I'm gonna come up. And then I'm gonna come through here and up and over. Something along those lines. So that's the first pass. The second pass is here, where this is going to come like this. And then the third one is going to be here. Okay. So if this is 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3. So I'm trying to establish the stitch rhythm for myself. So I will go stitch, skip 2, stitch, or stitch 1, 2, 3. This is 3 is the number that I need. 3 of these, 3 of those. Okay, let's see how it works. I am not going to start with the gold because that also has fiber challenges that come along with it. Do I have a good needle? Yeah, I think so. What was I using before? I was using that. I think I need something a little bit bigger. So we've got thread color. Kind of know what we're doing. We know we're not going to do the gold first, so I'm either going to do the green or the brown. Let's do the brown first. And then, how much brown do we use? Like I could use like the whole 6 strands. Somebody's yelling going, I don't think there's going to be enough to go all the way around. And we're just going to see. So it's got to be that long. Times 2. Oh yeah, plus a couple of ends. Yep, we'll be fine. I think I'm going to use the whole thing though. I'm not going to use the whole thing at once. How's that? Pile that neatly up there. Do I want to wax this? I've waxed that, and an edge deserves a little bit of toughness. If this works, I want to do the edge of my Boro coat at some point with white, blue, and red. Oh, I'm very excited. Also, thank you very much, Sue, for your suggestion. Chef's kiss. As I needed somebody to tell me the right colors, and you did exactly that. So I appreciate that. Just changes the thread so much. Look at that. It's like a lace now. And you can smell it. Okay. It's taken us how many weeks to get here? I don't know where I want to start. Somewhere. Yep. Somewhere. Somewhere would be a good place to start. Yes, we're going to double knot it because this is an industrial, it's going to be exposed to industrial use. Seriously, Mariel, the baseball wasn't used, didn't have 2 double knots in it. Oh, well, it's fine. Okay, so step 1, what did I say? Come up through somewhere. One of these. Okay, fat head's in the way. All right, okay. There, okay. So, needs to come. Oh, yes, okay. So this way. And there's a second part to this affixing, and that is the top. Okay, I don't know that that worked very well. I'm glad we're not using the very end. We need to figure this out. Okay, so let's say I just need to mark the original stitch so I can count 3. So that was 1, 2, 3, and this is the next one, which I should, oh, I wonder if I do that. Ow. Okay. Just a little moment to calm the old nervous system down, to just refocus. We're all fine, figuring it out. So that's 1, 2, 3. That's the next one, and it goes through the front and through the top. I can hear at least one person going, "What's happening? What are you doing?" See, this isn't turning out entirely the way she had it. She being Sally Pointer, experimental archaeologist. So that's 1, 2, 3. Yep, do it back. So that's 1, 2, 3, through the front, and through the back. There we are, okay. Oops. There. This is kind of a whip stitch. 1, 2, 3. And you catch the loop at the front and the loop at the top. Okay. 1, 2, 3. This goes through the front of the loop and then under the crossbar. One, two, three, loop, crossbar, do one more. 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3. Okay, I'm gonna do this in 2 bits. There, because I can't find it. And there. Okay, I'm gonna stop for a minute. And we're gonna observe. We're gonna bring it up close to see. So there's an angle. That's probably the best angle where you can sort of start to see that there is the beginning of a wave pattern. Is that better? Yeah. So a thinking thought that I have is that the way you loop this, the original, the base blanket stitch, might matter. I'm not sure, because you can go this way or you can go that way. This way, that way. I don't know if it will matter or not. So you're just gonna listen to me count to 3 for a while. 1, 2, 3, until I get a certain level of confidence. I kind of know what I'm doing. One, 2, 3, there, and then where's the top? There it is. Okay, and then this has got to be always on the front. So many small things matter in slow stitching. And I think that's probably why it's a meditation of a kind, because you really do need to be attentive. I am going to change that pin for this, because I can just, I've already done this once today with the Boro coat. I did that and there was still a pin. Oh, heart. Not a fan. So 1, 2, 3. Yeah, 1, 2, 3, 4. One, or 1, 2, 3, and we don't count the one that we came from. It's another way to count this. So I have been counting this one as 1, 2, 3, and then go it again at 1. I can just go, not even going to pay attention to that one, and go 1, 2, 3, and then this is the one that I thread. So I think the spacing then is however many, loops you want to do is how many skips you make. So if I had 2 threads, I would just go every other one. If I had 5 threads, I would go all the way up to 5. That's much easier to see that wave starting to happen. Golly, we're already at 40 minutes. It's going to take us days. 1, 2, here. So this is something that Sally Pointer, she was reproducing a Bronze Age hat. And this is the way the Bronze Age hat was bordered at the rim. It was an extravagant hat to start with, extremely detailed. And we think of like the Bronze Age as very far away, and okay, well, maybe they were, wearing furs, but they had no time to do anything. It's like, no, if they're doing these kind of borders, somebody cared. Somebody cared, and somebody had the skills to do it. And decoration had meaning for a very long time. I think it is a human response. Oops. That's a bit high. There, that's a little bit better. I have a jumping up and down in my brain excitement to, why don't you just abandon this brown and thread up the green and then the gold to just see how it'll all look. I very badly want to do that. I'm not sure that I'm gonna. The brain might have to wait. Which is another thing slow stitching helps us with. It's just, we'll get there. We'll get there. It's okay. It's okay. It's part of the reward of doing all of the other stuff. Well, I tell you what, this goes a whole lot faster than the original blanket stitching, tell you that. Where do we get to that? That's that one. 1, 2, no, it's 3. Catching the top is important because that sort of anchors it to be able to allow a thing to come forward. Somebody was awfully clever when they figured that out. even just as a single whip through. Yeah, it'll look better though when it's got the braids happening. Do. It's very cold today. I've got the old, yeah, you know what, you don't want to be outside today. When the weather network is telling you not to go outside, you know that it's cold. It's nice and sunny though, so that makes it somewhat appealing. It warms up to like minus 20 or 25, even 25. I'll go out later. Good to go out and get a walk. Oops. Come on. You're zipping. I think it was a good idea to wax the gray thread and also do it in 2-ply because that thread is now working hard. It's getting a lot of friction from the needles being passed back and forth, and the thread, trust the process. Yeah, alrighty. I wonder what's going to happen when I turn the corner. Part of the reason why I want to go outside, there's 2 reasons. One, it is really sunny and eyeballs like one of the ways that the brain understands that there is sufficient light to produce whatever it is that makes sunshine helpful is the dilation of the eyes. And so when you go outside in the winter sun and it's cold, you get the sun and you get that dilation. Not dilation, contraction. And your brain goes, oh, it's sunny out, which is really good. And second, I need exercise because exercise is another one of the really great ways to ensure or to help the sleep impulse. And I am on a campaign at the moment to make sure that my sleep impulse is as strong as possible. Oops, I got one too many. Uh-oh. There. You can bomb along with this. So I think I'm going to end the video when I end the thread, because that seems like a good place to stop. 1, 2, 3. I'll see what I can get up to next week. I'm hoping, here's my hope for me, that I can do some more knitting, some more crocheting, do some more coat inspection to see what else I need to do the letter C, whatever that ends up being, and then have a plan for my version of the C if I know that I'm going to be off. I'm going to anchor that a bit more, because I don't think many things like turning corners. I learned so much from everybody in K3N's comment section, with all the suggestions of this, that, and the other. I pretty much just take about a half an hour and I go through them slowly, and I look up everything that they have suggested, because a lot of these I have no knowledge of, and it's like, oh, all right, well, that's a thing. Oh, okay. So educational, notwithstanding that I don't even sew all of it. Come on. Come on. It's so skinny. Yep, still doing fine. A little bit more. Okay, we're just going to undo. Here we are. Yep, that's right. Oops. One more. Yeah. There. I'm just going to slip that in. Oh, this is what we can do while I'm here. Maybe. This little micro mending, if this piece ever lands up in a museum, is going to delight somebody. They're going to go, oh, look what they were doing. They were trying to fix it. Okay, and now we need to do a knot. I know I don't need to. I'm getting to. Okay, so let's turn the corner. You can really see a difference. Let's get something that's, yeah. That goes there. In terms of the edging, just makes it so different. I got a little weird here. Threads got off, but it's fine. Fix it in post. Yeah, I am liking this. So we have, for the next time, we have from there to there, which we should be able to do. So we should be able to get the next color started. Next one. Oh, looking forward. Oh, look at how stable that is. Wow. I'm doing it on this side because that stupid clip is messing it up. Look. Oh, ugh. Doesn't that look yummy to you? Maybe it doesn't. It looks yummy to me. Mmm. That is stable. Okay, that is all for now. Please take very good care of yourself. Stay out of trouble. Always love you lots, and we'll see you soon. Bye now.